to introduction of members, starting with you, Kelsey, please.
I'm Kelsey Colt, and I'm the A&R educator.
I'm Jim Heaney, I represent the towns of Burlington and Yeoman.
Jeff Watson, I represent the county commissioners. Doug Walker, I represent schools.
Mary Ann Burton, Mayor of Delphi.
Don Shockley, the county surveyor.
Brad Farr, County Council.
Cindy Harmon, legal counsel.
Cameron Yates, executive director.
Gloria Mills, area plan office administrator.
Approval of minutes from the last meeting. Do we have any, Doug, you got a correction or revision?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I was mentioned in the, as attendance, but I was mentioned in
Oh,
the
okay.
second.
I'll add it.
Got that, Gloria?
Yep, got it.
Okay.
And Kevin.
Is there any other corrections or revisions? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting with the corrections made by Doug? Second. Second from Doug. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to the next.
Doug Walker, second.
Doing the election of officers. Do we have any nominations?
I nominate we keep Brad as president. I'll second that.
I was gonna say, I'll entertain, are you willing to stay on? All right.
Put your resignation in today.
Okay.
So,
That's all right. Okay.
So, I'll be here for a while, but
Was that March?
I'll be here in March, but I told her, you know, that longer I was, but it's
Okay, all right, yeah.
good to be there, yeah. Well, that's too much going on.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations for president right now? Yes, I'm willing to do it. Okay, we have a motion to close the nominations for president, or I guess, right?
Is that what we do?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make a
close.
motion to close the nominations for president.
Okay, all those in favor, do we have a second to that?
Second.
Doug.
Marion. Doug Walker.
All those in favor of closing the nominations for president, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we need a nomination for, what, just vice president, right? We need a vice president. Vice president basically will fill in for when I can't make it to the meetings, and is also the head or the chair of the admin committee that does basically Cameron and Gloria's reviews, right?
Make a motion to nominate Doug Walker. Vice president.
Second.
Yeah, really, he's here at the meeting, so.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be anything outside of, the only things that would be outside of the regular meetings would be just reviews, which is at the end of the year, and anything that come up, it's pretty rare. So. It's not like the FFA and all that stuff, so that's probably why you're shaking your head, you know, yeah. It's a little bit different form, so,
Brad's here all the time anyway.
yeah.
Are you willing?
Any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations? Jeff,
I'll second.
Jim, second. All those in favor of closing nominations for vice president, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Congratulations, Doug.
Close race.
I would be the one to lose though.
Okay, Cameron, next thing on the agenda, there's property complaint for Roughing Avenue.
You went to admin committee?
Oh, yeah, they didn't do admin committee?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You need some admin people.
So you need two, because he'll be the chair, so,
So 3 for basically the way you do things.
yeah, so you'll need to, he'll be, he's already on it, and then 2 more members.
Donnie, since you're here, are you willing to be part of that admin committee?
I'll get one more here.
Okay. Jim, would you be interested in being on the admin committee?
Yeah.
Okay. Donnie and Jim? Unless anybody else is dying to do it, Kevin?
Jeff?
Yeah.
Since you're here in the building, you could.
He does.
Well, he does, yeah, he does, I mean, he does anyway, so. Okay, we need a motion for that? Or is that?
No, that's usually how. Who's firm? So, it's not an elected office. We can hear him on his phone. He probably can't hear it.
It's done.
Okay.
She's like, oh.
All right, Cameron, property claim for Roofing Avenue.
Yes, so you want to touch base on this? I'll give you just a general overview. We've had a property that's, the start of this, a gentleman had come into the office and asked for a temporary permit for camper. Looked up the property and said, you know, the answer, I told him I would go down and look at it, but the answer was no until I looked at it, and the answer was probably going to be no after, because it's just outside of the city limits in the county with no water, no sewage. Never seen the gentleman again. On my Tuesday, out doing inspections, all I noticed that this has been some months ago, so this has been an ongoing issue. Several vehicles, now a camper that they're living in. To bring it to today's date, there is, I don't know how many cars. There's mud, and it's a nuisance. Every language of our common nuisance. Been working with the Carroll County Sheriff's Department and Cindy, so it needs to be addressed. The neighbors are sick of looking at it, and they refuse to leave. They've been sent several notices from our office. The Sheriff's Department has also told them, hey, you guys, you gotta go, and they won't go. So, I don't know who they are, just know who the property owner is, and she's made some phone calls in to chat with me. Obviously, I was off, but I did try to call her back, and now the phone's disconnected, so we're at a standstill, and it's not fair to the people who live around or look at it anymore. They're blocking the road where school buses can't get through. A lot of issues down there, so I think Cindy's gonna touch base on it and see what you guys think, because we need to move forward on it, be done with this, because people are sick of looking at it, so.
Now, they don't own the property, correct?
They don't.
They're squatting on that.
They're squatters, yes.
And we can't move it quicker, but if we basically move them? I mean, you have no legal right to be there.
We sent it to the property owner, and she called back in, she says, you know, I'll get it addressed and give me another month, and, you know, this all started back when the weather was nice, last year.
Is the property owner over there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that's different.
Yeah, she's got a couple notices from us.
But she
The
don't.
sheriff's department has been down there numerous times. There's now a deck, they built a deck to the camper, you know, so there's multiple issues, at least 50 tires. I would say car-wise, 30, no deck permit, which they wouldn't have got one anyway, because I don't have permit to even be. I don't know where the water sewage is going. So I've been working with the sheriff's department for months on this, and it's just, you know, we can't give them a lead. So unfortunately, we're gonna go through the process, because the neighbors deserve better than that, and there's a few other properties I know we're gonna start working towards as well, but, you know, they've been told what you're doing is not legal, you need to go. So I'll let Cindy finish up on that.
Where is this?
It's 2664 North Trifers Avenue. Swing by there, just drive by and you'll have to do a triple take.
You do?
The phones are disconnected, I can't make contact with them.
I've sent certified mail to the owner. She actually lives in Monticello, and I did get service on it. And that was sent December 13th, and it was signed for so we do have service on it, and I, indicated to them that they were in violation of the public nuisance ordinance because of the accumulation of rubbish, trash, refuge, junk, and other abandoned materials, and an accumulation of unregistered vehicles. And also because of the number of multiple unregistered vehicles on the property, therefore it becomes considered a junkyard, which we've had to deal before in court, so, and explain what, the junkyard is not allowed in the U1 district, or even by special exception, and indicated that, we filed a complaint against them if actions weren't taken, so, we've done this a couple of other times, and each time I've come before the board and asked for permission to file in court against them, to get it stopped and everything cleaned up. And sometimes we get it taken care of without having to go too far on it, but we have to kind of get their attention, so, if you guys will approve on that, I'll move forward with that, and I will be asking the county commissioners to join in on it because of the public nuisance ordinance, and they do allow us to help enforce that, but it is a county ordinance, so I'll be contacting their attorney.
So you're going after the owners of the.
That's the only
It's
thing
like
we
you
can
can
do.
go after.
We have to go
Okay.
against the owners, yeah.
And she will, she called in the office after she's received two of our members prior to Cindy's, so she's over, not,
Can she not get rid of them? Is that what she's saying, that she can't get rid of them?
I don't think she's ever said that, she just says she'll get it taken care of, and it never happened, so it's just been an ongoing issue, so when I do my next drive-by, instead of things disappearing, there's more. Like today I drove by and I had to do a truck. So the yard is all muddy, so they're parking cars on the road, the school can't get the school buses through, there's mud all down the road. So it's just, there's multiple issues with this, and it needs remedied quick, because the people down there don't deserve that, so. I don't know, do you guys need to vote on it, or is it just?
Yeah.
You know, okay.
I'll entertain a motion to give Cindy the approval to proceed with legal filings to get this complaint taken care of.
Need to get started now.
Donnie and then Jeff Watson. Go ahead. Any other discussion for this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
You get it.
Cameron, your report?
Just returned back to work, last Monday. Gloria has done a fantastic job, and Donnie has, both of them covered the office. It was awesome. We texted both of them on some things that we had to look at and all that, so thank you to both of them for their efforts while I was off. Recently, we've had some high water, so I've been out working with our EMA director, Mike Fincher, just kind of looking at the areas that are prone to flooding, like I'm supposed to be doing through the floodplain. Other than that, still a lot of stuff coming in, and Family Dollar's making progress with theirs. Really, no new news other than that, because I just returned 7 days ago. So we did keep progress moving along during my being off. So great job again to Gloria and Donnie. So that's really all I got for this month. I'll have more for you. Keep an eye on your emails. I'm gonna start putting out things again. So that's all I got.
Cindy?
You mentioned giving, the main thing I've been doing was
Yes.
trying to get that.
Oh, sorry, I gotta thank Cindy too, because her phone went off every hour on the hour. Yes, so Cindy too, they all three did a great job.
Okay. Anything from the board?
The teacher email working, finally got on it yesterday. Okay.
Was it the underscore?
But firewall, school kicked it out, that's why we don't.
Yeah, I figured something like that.
Okay.
Kevin, you said you're having trouble with yours?
Yeah, I can't get it on.
I sent, whatever you guys send me, I send right to our IT guy, so it was never addressed.
No, I'm not getting anything.
I haven't sent much out,
I was
honestly.
trying to go back
You would've only gotten the agenda for this month, because I didn't have a lot, with nothing really on the agenda other than the election, so I will hit Randy up again tomorrow, we'll get you, it'll get taken care of tomorrow. So that's the only thing you would miss, is just the agenda.
Probably give you my temporary passport.
I'm done with it now. Okay, I'll get yours tomorrow.
Okay, anything else from the board? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would be very-
Second.
Mary Ann, second, Doug, and then Mary Ann. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Cameron, this is nothing new area plan, but where's the water situation now still rising, or
It's been, today it's been staying right around, just under 9,000, which the alarms, Mike and I communicate quite a bit on this. They set the first alarm off, the sirens at 9,000. That's basically just the first, okay, the water's coming, it goes 9, 13, and then 15. So it's been fluctuating this week and staying pretty close in the same area. Last week, meanwhile, we're watching it pretty closely, it was coming up quick. So,
maybe through the worst of it, it's gonna be heading your way, we're thinking now, with the colder temperature coming tomorrow.
yeah, with it freezing, or getting to 20 tonight, that'll slow things down, obviously, because the ground will freeze up a little bit more, but, you know, like I was telling you guys earlier, it doesn't really matter what happens here. That slows it down a little bit, it's a nice little barrier, but if they got 6 inches of rain up north today, it's coming this way.
I guess the lake level was up today.
What's that?
Lake level was up.
Yeah, Norway was high. That's what Mike and I were talking about earlier this morning. The numbers sometimes, because you live in Norway, when Norway's high, they gotta dump that. So they gotta get it down through Oakdale. The numbers have been high at Norway and then low at Oakdale, and they didn't do a dump, or vice versa. So it's interesting. I've been trying to do a USGS, comparing that to the hydro stuff and all that, and it's neat to watch. But, yeah, so really the area getting affected right now is Oakdale. Right below Oakdale, we had to close both streets last week. But once it's getting further downstream, I think we had some basements that got water in them. We haven't gotten any calls about houses, you know, actually getting in the house and all that, just basements that are not, you know, not finished.
So when the water was high back on the lake, they were just taking loads off the list, because some lists can only go so high.
Yeah.
So the marina was.
That
chasing-
doesn't happen
chasing
very
down
often,
those.
because they usually keep the lake right on the edge of the bank. So I was on the lake today looking at a couple houses and snapping some pictures and doing a comparison with the hydro of Norway and all that. So it's all over the place. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's interesting to see how they do that, but, yeah, the numbers were matching up with what you see in person on the lake today.
So they dumped last night at Norway, is that why Mike sent the alarms off? 'Cause they-
I don't know if they did a dump, I think it was just because everything, we started to get a little bit more, but when they do a dump, the way I understood it, Mike says that's when they let it out. I mean, you can go up to the dam, they'll get in contact with Mike, he's their constant contact, he's the emergency part of it. They let it out, like they called last week and said, hey, we're gonna open up second gate. I'm like, oh jeez. So when they open up that second gate, things are getting real. About 15,000, it gets across the roads down at Oakdale. So that's when they can't cross, you know, they shut them both down last
Had
week.
it to like 18 something at one time, I think.
It fluctuated to 18, and then all of a sudden, we got back on there again, and looked at it, and it was back down to 15. So we don't know if that was them dumping it, or if that was maybe just an error, because as soon as it hit 18, you know, there's protocol that we gotta send off the sirens again and all that, so. But Mike Fincher is,
He's the man.
he is awesome. I got to ride around with him last week and monitor all this, and we helped some people out, but he is a blessing to the county, for sure. He's very good at what he does. He's certainly underappreciated by a lot of people in the county, but he is a wealth of knowledge and very good at what he does. So riding around him last week, I learned quite a bit. So, and I try to throw my stuff into it from the area plan side, which is nowhere near what he does. Basically, he's the rescue and all that, but he is very good. So he's got his head on straight. He knows exactly what to do and when to do it. So.
I think so.
You want me to just give him do a little backup email? I think I have it on file. I'll send you a,
80 feet